Jaime and my fellow friends. Before we begin, let me introduce myself and my group member. My name is Felis and my group member are Novira, Liana and Marina. We are from Logistic and Supply Chain Management from the Department of Commerce. In this video, we will make an oral presentation about graph and chart. Before we go into the graph, I will talk about the infographic that we have chosen where it is secondary data. We obtain this data from the internet on the Trusted Malaysia website. We can see the data in this infographic show us the 3 most used food delivery apps by age group in Malaysia as of June 2020. Okay, now we will go into the introduction. We use bar graph for our presentation. As we already know, the first important element in the graph is the title. The title for our presentation is 3 most used food delivery apps by age group in Malaysia as of June 2020. The second element is the X and Y axis. The X-axis position on the horizontal side represents age, which is from 16 years old until 55 years old and older, while the Y-axis is on the vertical side represents percentage among respondents. And the last element that needs to be there is the legend that contain the type of food delivery apps, which are Foodpanda, GrabFood and other food delivery apps. Okay, now I will discuss the 3 most used food delivery apps by age group in Malaysia for people aged from 16 to 24 years old. Let's take a look at the bar graph. There is an increase in the use of the Foodpanda apps, which is 77% among respondents aged 16 to 24 years old. Next, for the GrabFood apps, it reduced slowly to 58% of respondents, and then for the other delivery apps, it suddenly dropped 4%. In conclusion, Foodpanda is more often used by this age group because Foodpanda is a food delivery app that started earlier in Malaysia compared to GrabFood and other food delivery apps, so they are more comfortable using Foodpanda. Next, I will pass it to Novira.
Based on this graph, among all age groups, the highest usage of Foodpanda, GrabFood, and other food delivery app is found in the age group of 25 until 34 years, with a percentage of 79% for Foodpanda and 64% for GrabFood and 30% for other food delivery apps. Next, in the age group of 25 until 34 years, the most used application is Foodpanda, and the differences between Foodpanda and GrabFood is only 50%, as seen in the graph.
For my part, I will explain the move on of the graph with the 3 most used food delivery apps for ages 35 to 44. As you can see, from this graph, the highest percentage is in Foodpanda apps, which is 72% recorded, and percentage for GrabFood's apps decreased slightly to only 0.14%, which is 58%, but it decreases dramatically to 4% in other apps.
Okay, now I'm going to continue this presentation. As we can see from the slide, this graph bar about the 3 most used food delivery apps by age group in Malaysia as of June 2020. Okay, now I'm going to present the age group among 45 until 54 years old. As we can see from the slide, the blue graph bar is Foodpanda, the white graph bar is GrabFood, and the red graph bar is another apps. Now, as you can see from the slide, the movement of the graph bar, Foodpanda are fractionally higher with only 63%, then that GrabFood with only 57% and another apps with only 6%.
Thank you, Liana. Next, I will discuss the percentage of respondents who are using Foodpanda apps in Malaysia for the age of 55 years old and older. As we can see in this bar graph, it shows the percentage change in the use of Foodpanda apps at age 16 to 24 increased slightly from 77 to 79% at the age of 25 to 34 years old, and decreased to 72% at the age group of 35 to 44 years old. Then at the age of 45 to 54 years old, it dropped significantly to 65% and fell dramatically to 59% in people aged 55 years old and older. In conclusion, it is decreasing in the age range of 55 and above because this group is not too exposed to delivery apps and some of them is lack knowledge in using smartphone. Next, I will pass it to Marina.
Next, in this graph as well as a percentage for GrabFood among the age 55 to older, that is in minimal percentage which is 59%.
Based on this graph, the percentage in the age group of 35 to 55 years and above is the same, which is 6%, which means that these three age groups have the same percentage as in the graph. And in this graph also show that the highest number of other food delivery apps is found in the age group of 25 to 34 years with a percentage of 30%.
Okay, now I'm going to present the conclusion from this presentation. As we can see from the slide, the graph bar show that Foodpanda is the most highest used food delivery apps because Foodpanda apps give more discount than the GrabFood and other apps in June 2020. Thank you, that's all from me.